physician. So.
Okay, that's okay. You don't need to have a full-time physician. I think it's actually better that we use physicians when we need them.
Yeah.
But it's good to have support, right? It's good to have like a team of people that we can rely on and count on when we have stuff going on. So
yeah.
You do blood work every 6 months, year?
Every year, yeah.
Okay.
There's a doctor's office in my office. They put in the basement, so I'll just go down there.
Oh.
They like to have us not leave the building, so we just go downstairs.
Oh, wow.
But it's
cool.
really convenient if you're not feeling good. You can just pop down and.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So tell me. So just a quick review. So you came in, low back pain.
Yeah. So I had a huge the reason the edge was huge knot or just pain in my left middle back. That was just causing me a lot of pain when I was sitting down at work. Just kind of it got to the point where I was having trouble sitting at my desk. I kept standing up, so I was but in general I'm always just tense. I keep a lot of I sit at a desk all day. I'm always hunched up, so my neck and shoulders are always tight.
So sometimes we hold areas of our body. There's certain areas of our body that will become tense when we go through some stress or emotional response to unconscious. But a lot of the times too, because we're sitting at a desk all day, what's an interesting thing about that is a lot of us will be oh, it's because I'm sitting at a desk all day, so there's lack of movement, lack of circulation, which is of course going to happen. That makes the fascial system, the connective tissue, kind of get dehydrated and solidify, and we become stiff, right? So stiffness is okay from lack of mobility and movement. But most of the time, it's more the emotions and the unconscious stressing of around work that causes us to tense up. Because there's people who can sit at a desk all day, and they simply don't have any pain, and they're able to sit for 12 hours a day, sitting at a computer, hunched over, and and some people even have good posture sitting at a computer.
I don't even think I have bad posture. I think it's more that, right? Because I'm not I don't have a horrible posture because I was a dancer from 3 to
there you go.
Whenever I go now. So I have body awareness, so I don't feel it's that, but yeah, it's definitely just tension.
Yeah. So you hold it in your shoulders.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of how you hold.
Yeah, and also just getting all more stress, whatever it is. I've noticed more lower back pain than I used to have. I feel when I was 5 years ago, my back never gave me problems. So just kind of thing I've noticed more, more recently.
Okay, it's good to know.
In the past couple years.
Past couple years?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've also done yoga less in the past couple years, so it's probably all related to each other.
And when you do yoga, it makes you feel better, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Don't you love that?
I know. I know.
You know. We all know, but it's
I know.
About,
it's going and
It's taking the time and honestly, it's making it a habit. And setting in your schedule and committing to it, right? And then recommitting when you fuck up.
Yeah.
Cool. So what would you say is the intention for today's session, besides for continuing the work we did the first session and just diving deeper into the process of releasing all the bindings, the contractions, the holding, and the soft tissue tension, what else would you say is a good intention for today's session?
I think just continuing to let go and realizing that I can do it on my own. Just if I just sit and focus on it, I can just let it go. I just don't do that now. So
and it's sort of like when we're walking down the street in the winter and it's cold and our shoulders are up to our ears, right? We can in a split second just drop our shoulders because we know that it's unconscious. Our body is tensing up and we feel cold, and so our body feels cold and it goes out into these shoulders up to our ears, which essentially is a fight, flight, freeze response, right? So we can actually shift ourselves in a matter of a split second with just the awareness alone of the signal coming from the brain to the body. It's safe, I can let go, right? And so that's something that the more that we strengthen that muscle throughout our days, throughout our stresses, throughout our life, the more that we get better at it, the more that we get better at being at ease, right? It's sort of like posture, right? The more we're aware of our posture, the better we become with it. Sort of like dancers, right? When we dance, we become really good at having good posture. Why? Because we are performing in that way, or we're doing movements in that way, and it's like a habit. And so it's neuroplasticity, right? It's the brain, the mind, it's how we show up in our body. So, okay, awesome. Where today do you have tension in your body? If you can just take a moment, close your eyes, and just check in with yourself.
So
and just feel.
My quads are very sore because I squatted on Friday, and the hamstrings too. It's like good. Like I don't know. I like feeling sore, but I am sore.
Yeah.
So like walking up and down the stairs is rough. So definitely quads and hamstrings are just like tight from working out.
Okay.
And definitely my neck. Like my neck is still tight.
When you say tight, what do you mean by that with the neck? Like, does it feel achy?
It's like I don't know. Everyone always says I'm gonna get arthritis. Like I always have the need to like crack my neck.
Crack your neck? Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know. It like feels good, and
yeah,
so like that's
liberates us temporarily.
Yeah.
Doing it like so many times a day may not be good, and then there are people who say, "Oh, you can get arthritis." I don't know. I don't know about that. It's hard to know. I mean, there was a guy who cracked his knuckles on one hand for years as a test to see if he would get arthritis in one hand.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I read this story. I'm like, really? And apparently he did that, and apparently he was fine.
Yeah.
And he didn't have any arthritis. He didn't have any issues in that one hand that he was cracking all of his knuckles every day for years. Imagine. Like, he just did this, like, random study or whatever on himself, like guinea pig. I think it's funny, and I think it's great because it does show us that what they say is not necessarily 100% accurate. Everybody's different. And I would say, though, like, if we're constantly releasing, and it goes back, releasing goes back, then we are stuck in a pattern. It's not a fix. And so what happens is like, then we can probably cause some damage to the joints, the joint capsule, to, you know, who knows. So that's why I think just don't go into excess. Try to keep it, you know, to the minimum. But what we will notice is that with this type of therapy work and body therapy and structural alignment work we're going to do, you'll find yourself less in need of cracking your neck.
Yeah.
And you'll actually, like for me, I used to crack my neck every day all the time. Now when it's aligned, I just no longer do that.
Yeah.
It's weird. So that's just kind of what happened for me. So hope that happens for you. If it does, great. If not, it's okay too. We're not looking to do any of that, right? And we're just being aware of that may happen, right?
The other thing is, like I said, like my jaw has been like, it's just like tense, particularly on the right side, which like I've never had jaw pain. So it kind of started happening for like Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay. Well, guess what? Right side, masculine.
Yeah.
Relationship to the masculine. Husband, father, brother, whatever, right? Relationship to your masculine self, which could be business, power, money, work, right? Mm-hmm. So whatever resonates for you, you can just pay attention to that. Be like, interesting, you know? Like my body's kind of yelling in a certain area of my body that is making me aware that there's some sort of lack of flow or energy in that, you know, field, right? And so just being aware of it is really a good thing to do, so that we're bringing in the consciousness and the mind into this as well, not just working with the body and just, you know, not understanding what's going on. We don't have to understand everything. A lot of the stuff that we make up with our minds is just a story and a narrative anyways. It may not be true. We don't know what's true. But what we do know is true 100% is the body. Whatever the body is displaying, and that's why lie detector tests have, they monitor the body's, right, responses, if you will. And so that's what we're doing here, is working with your body, and what we know that's our truth, you know, is whatever's showing up for us in the body. And awesome. Let's get started.
Cool.
So you can take your shoes off.
Is this just a light, or does this like do? This is not a light. What is this?
It's just a light.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like it comes down and like.
Oh, it can. You can open
stuff.
it. It's just a really cool chandelier that you can actually like open.
Oh,
how cool is that?
That's cool.
It's like
I'm thinking it's like
light.
I don't know.
I
What
know.
does it do?
Who
Oh,
knows?
that's cool.
Who knows? Yeah. Oops. Okay. this is a biomat, like it's not a biomat, it's like a biomat, it's called a medicrystal mat. It's basically filled with amethyst crystals and far infrared heat and negative ions, and it has proton and PEMFs and all that. So there's lots of really good healing that's going to happen for the mat as well, which is cool. It's going to drop you into a state of relaxation, which is what we need for the body to wake up. Right? So what we're going to do is we're going to have you lay down on your back. Just give me 1 second. Soothing, right?
Yeah.
Oops. Okay, so this room, the light, sometimes it's just a light in this room and then it ends up like just blasting. Sorry.
That's good.
Let's see if let's hope it doesn't happen here. If it does, I'll give you something to put on your eyes, okay? That's what happens when you work out in a co-working space. Sometimes there's these technical issues that happen with stuff you can't really control. Alright guys, thank you for tuning in. The rest is gonna be private, and I just thank you for tuning in, and please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Be well.